Y'all, it's been pretty wild out here with the Diddy trial. As the court case continues, his past is being dug up, and everyone who's been affiliated with him is getting into some hot water. Chrisean Rock, however, seems to love the drama. She's allegedly out here talking about how Diddy and Yung Miami set her up for a freak-off and then threw her out. Call it naive or whatever, but the clips floating around of Chrissy at a Diddy party show her genuinely hyped to be there. Like, genuinely thrilled. Back then, she was caught in a rocky, on-again, off-again relationship with Blueface, her son's father, who was in jail. When Chrissy found out Blueface had been unfaithful and was ending things, she was understandably down. That's when Carisha, better known as Yung Miami, stepped in and invited her to the party, hoping to lift her spirits and help her move past the heartbreak. We were hanging out in this massive bed. I can't even put a name on it. I was just standing there. But here's where things got awkward. Imagine this. It was the first official meeting between Diddy and Cone, yet he was acting strangely, peppering her with cheek kisses, bowing down, telling everyone she deserved her flowers. To give you some background, earlier on, Diddy had actually threatened Lemuel Plummer, the founder of Zeus Network, over underpaying Croissant. For those who don't know, Lemuel Plummer and his team launched Zeus Network, a platform spotlighting rising influencers, rappers, and online celebs. Zeus Network quickly became a hotspot for young influencers, rising rap artists, and well-known online personalities. One of its standout reality shows, Baddies, captured attention by showcasing a group of women cohabitating under one roof. Naturally, with so many strong personalities in close quarters, the drama was non-stop, filled with heated arguments and occasional physical confrontations that kept viewers hooked. People were drawn to the show precisely because of its raw, unfiltered chaos. It was wild, unpredictable, and Cone quickly became a standout favorite. The issue wasn't that she caused drama intentionally, but rather that her timing and presence disrupted the flow. She'd come and go at her convenience, making it impossible to get a full group shot or a smooth production. Even if some big event hadn't occurred, the disorganization alone meant the show couldn't capture that perfect moment. Cone wasn't one to just talk. If someone threw shade, she was ready to throw hands. No hesitation, no filters. Tensions were high, and something was bound to explode. But then, out of nowhere, she announced she was quitting the show, claiming she wasn't being paid fairly by Zeus Network founder Lemuel Plummer. This is where Diddy's involvement got intriguing. At a party, Cone described being taken with Lemuel to a private space on Diddy's property, a secluded area behind his main house. They went upstairs without security, which was unusual, and that's when Diddy apparently confronted Lemuel aggressively. According to Cone, Diddy grabbed Lemuel by the neck, warning him not to shortchange her on payments. Diddy's protective gesture seemed intense, to say the least. Cone only pieced it together later when her paycheck started shrinking, and the show began bringing on people who had personal beefs with her. She questioned where the security was when confrontations erupted on set, feeling let down by the whole situation. To her, Diddy's tough stance was strange. Why would he fight so hard for her unless there was some hidden agenda? Lemuel, however, shot down the story, dismissing the claims in a now-deleted Instagram post, calling it all cap. When pressed on a radio show, he dodged a direct answer, neither confirming nor denying what happened. Meanwhile, Carissa Seafold, known for stirring the pot, started whispering about Sichan possibly being recruited for Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. The rumor suggested that Diddy and Carisha, aka Yung Miami, were actively trying to pull Rock into their circle. Remember all those times Rock was invited to events, urged to join the crew? That seemed less like casual friendship and more like recruitment. The drama brewed deeper, with a podcast promising to unpack all the layers. No mockery, just real talk. Back then, people accused Carissa of being jealous and stirring unnecessary trouble, but it seems she was onto something. Her warnings about the recruitment attempts and the strange dynamics weren't just gossip. They were an early look at the complicated web surrounding Diddy and his circle. There was a time when people dismissed her attitude as envy. She seemed bitter toward Chrisean, and many believed it was just jealousy talking. But now, it looks like she was actually telling the truth. Yung Miami, whose real name is Carisha, had a romantic relationship with Diddy from mid-2022 until sometime in 2023. During that period, disturbing allegations surfaced, suggesting she played a role in bringing women into his controversial freak-off gatherings. These claims were made by Lil Rod, a former producer who worked closely with Diddy and filed a lawsuit detailing what he witnessed. According to Lil Rod, one incident stood out in particular. He recalled being at a party with Diddy, Caresha, and a few of her female cousins. He said he was in the bathroom when one of Caresha's cousins suddenly barged in, grabbed him, and began performing a sexual act without his consent. Shocked, he pushed her away and left the bathroom, but she followed him out. Then, in front of Diddy, Caresha, and others, she allegedly removed her clothes and tried to mount him, attempting to initiate a sexual encounter in full view of the eye. Group allegations have emerged, painting a disturbing picture of what was happening behind the scenes in Diddy's circle. Jones accused a woman, either a cousin or assistant of rapper Yung Miami, of sexually assaulting him. He also stated that an Oscar-winning actor, Cuba Gooding Jr., along with a rapper and an R&B singer, whose names were kept confidential in court filings, were allegedly caught on camera in compromising situations with underage girls and sex workers. Jones further claimed that Caresha, also known as Yung Miami, was involved in Diddy's inner operations, allegedly moving a drug known as Tussie across state lines. According to him, she was on Diddy's monthly payroll, not for music, but supposedly as one of the women involved in his infamous freak-off parties. In an amended legal filing, Jones elaborated that she was the one transporting substances on his behalf. One event stood out. While Diddy and his team were preparing for the Something in the Water festival, Jones claimed to have personally seen Diddy use drugs in his dressing room. That same day, Diddy reportedly asked for Tussie, but his usual courier, Brendan Paul, forgot it. Allegedly, Diddy's chief of staff, Kristen contacted Caresha, who then flew it in via private jet from Miami. Caresha has strongly denied all these claims, insisting she never received any money from Diddy for illegal or unethical work. At present, Yung Miami has not been formally charged with any crimes or misconduct. Still, speculation is swirling online. Many are drawing their own conclusions, saying Caresha was not just an innocent bystander like Cassie, but an active participant who allegedly helped facilitate Diddy's infamous parties by finding and prepping the girls involved. In a separate moment that drew attention, Yung Miami appeared in a lighthearted live stream, hyping up her Act Bad anthem alongside her fellow city girls. The mood was carefree and wild. She spoke openly about enjoying life, partying hard, and doing whatever she pleased. Her comments, especially about how she acts bad, had a tone of rebellion and freedom, which some now view in a much darker context given the serious accusations. In a separate moment that drew attention, Yung Miami appeared in a lighthearted live stream, hyping up her Act Bad anthem alongside her fellow city girls. The mood was carefree and wild. She spoke openly about enjoying life, partying hard, and doing whatever she pleased. Her comments, especially about how she acts bad, had a tone of rebellion and freedom, which some now view in a much darker context given the serious accusations. Even more eyebrow-raising was her earlier confession, in another interview, where she admitted to enjoying golden showers. Reports also link a woman known as Rock, possibly one of the girls Caresha brought into the fold, to at least one of Diddy's private parties. According to Gossip Online, Rock may have joined in the group's explicit activities in the shower. However, insiders say Diddy decided she was too unpredictable and dropped her after just one event. Speculation continues to grow that Rock was being groomed for Diddy's freak-offs, although not everyone agrees. Some are calling the rumors exaggerated or completely false. Still, the narrative is spiraling, and people believe many involved will eventually face consequences. One thing is clear: whatever was happening behind the scenes, it is coming to light, and public opinion is turning fast. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you want to stay updated on stories like this, make sure to like and subscribe.